Okay, Tessa. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to teach you how to teach your dog to give you their paw or to shake hands. Okay, and the final behaviour would look like this. Tessa, paw. Yes, good girl. Now Tessa can actually do it with both paws, can't you, Tessa? Tessa, paw. Yes, good girl. Okay, so that's the final behaviour. Okay, so how do we teach this? It's quite simple. We start off by putting a treat in our hand and letting the dog target your hand, hopefully pawing at your hand to try and get the treat out. So let's give it a try. This is it. Good girl. Yes. So you can see straight away she put a paw on my hand. Yes. Good girl. And as soon as she did, I marked it with the word yes and rewarded. Okay, you can use any word you want to mark. You can use a clicker as well. I do sometimes use a clicker, but I do like to use a verbal marker as well, just for ease. It keeps my hands free. Okay, Tessa, are you ready? Tessa, ready? Yes. Good girl. Okay, so now she's doing that quite nicely. We can carry on to the next stage. And I'm going to give my hand, but without the treat in it. Okay? Yes. So again, she targeted my hand, so I marked and I reward. Yes. Very good. Good girl. Oops, sorry. My fault. That's me being slow, isn't it, Tessa? Okay. Yes. There you go. And again. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. And once more. Yes. Good girl. Very good. So you can see she's doing that really well. So we'll take it on to the final stage. And that's where I actually hold her paw, let's say. Okay. Tessa? Yes. Good girl. So I've raised the criteria because I'm holding on to her paw now. Tessa? Yes. So I've increased the time that her paw is in my hand. Okay. And one more. Yes. As you can see, she's pretty cool. She's very good at this, aren't you, Tessa? So now your dog knows the behaviour, you can add the cue. Don't add the cue, don't say the word until they actually know what they're doing, because the word doesn't mean anything. Okay, so now we teach them that that word means something. I'm going to add the cue, and then I'm going to ask for the behaviour by putting my hand there. So the new cue comes first. Okay, Tessa, paw. Yes, good girl. So there is a reason for that. Eventually she'll get the idea that when I say paw, it means exactly what it meant when I put my hand down. Tessa, paw. Yes. Tessa, paw. Yes. Good. Sorry, sweetheart. There you go. Tessa, paw. Yes. Tessa, paw. Yes. Very good. Okay, and we'll do one more. Tessa, paw. Yes. Very good. So you can see for Tessa actually, what's working, my cue is basically my hand going out rather than the word paw. Because if I ask her, Tessa, paw. Yes. You saw there that she's not actually responding just to the cue paw. So obviously we need to do a little bit more work on that. The more you do, well, obviously, the better results you get. Tessa, paw. Yes. Good girl. Okay, now let's just troubleshoot any problems that you might have with that. One thing that can happen is that maybe you don't put your hand high enough, and as a result of that, instead of getting the paw, the dog lays down. I'll just show you. Good girl. I'm saying good girl because that's what she thought I wanted. Okay, Tessa, sit. Yes, good girl. So, instead of putting my hand down here, she's now offering a paw. Bless that. What you need to do is keep your hand a bit higher. So, Tessa, paw. Yes, good girl. And in that way, you shouldn't have a problem with them laying down. Okay, what other problems could we get? Well, maybe your dog just isn't pawing at your hand. Maybe they're nosing at your hand instead. If that were to happen, I think what I'd do, I'd go back to placing the treat in my hand and I'd just wait. I'd wait it out. So now she's got a nose on it, but she's also got the paw on it. When it's just the paw, yes, I mark and reward. Okay? So basically, ignore what's not right and reward the rest. So if it's not quite right, just ignore it and see what it is that you can do that can actually make it easier for them to learn. Okay, that's it. Well done, you. Good girl. Hey, mwah. Good girl.